If you're losing money betting the NFL, it's probably not going to be your picks. It's going to be those traps that you don't even realize that you're falling into. So let me show you the obstacles that beat most bettors before the game even starts with why NFL bettors lose. It's not necessarily going to be because of the handicapping. All right, so let's take a look at the betting obstacles, right? There's betting obstacles in every sport. So no matter how sharp your process is, every bettor runs into the same two categories of obstacles. There's really four, but we're going to touch on two here. And that's the sportsbook's built-in advantage and then your own human tendencies. We're going to first start with the sportsbook's edge, right? And the first one is sharp info. They have this. They have odds makers. They move lines based on the professional money long before most bettors even notice. By the time that you're reacting to breaking news or public trends, they've already adjusted. That's something that you need to know. Also, they have records of all of us at the sports books. So they know who wins and they know who loses. And the ones who win, that money makes the line, it has bigger impact on the line. That's just that simple. Second is going to be in which the speed that the sports book works in, right? So the NFL moves super fast. A quarterback injury update, a weather shift, or a lineup scratch, this can change the line within seconds. So if you're late to the move, you're betting a worse number, which over the long run kills probability and then eventually kills your wallet. Number three is going to be market size. We've already touched on this a number of times. The NFL is the sharpest market in the world. So every professional syndicate and every casual bettor is firing at the same lines. And that means your edge has to come from understanding, that's right, you guessed it, how to read the market. You must know how to read the market in the NFL. Now we're going to talk about some of the human side. This is what I call the NFL tilt traps, right? These are the ones that basically suck and that we need to, kind of use ourselves to keep us grounded. The first one is going to be chasing on Sunday or Monday Night Football. We've been here before, right? You have a rough Sunday slate. You want that primetime bailout. Everyone's been there. But that's when logic gives away to emotion, and emotion is going to be the enemy to your wallet. Next is the familiarity bias. You see your favorite team every week, you know the players, and then you feel like you understand them better than anyone, even the market. The truth, that's usually the most dangerous game to bet. Bias creeps in, and then you'll justify bad numbers because it feels right. No bueno. Finally, is narrative betting. This is where media headlines get into your head, like Team X is unstoppable, QBY sucks, this defense can't score anymore or stop anyone. Remember, the market already priced that in. If everyone's talking about it, the value's already gone. So the solution to all of this is that you need to slow down and verify. Before every bet, ask yourself, am I reacting or am I reasoning? So that's the more you can control emotion and understand where the sportsbook's edges are lying, the harder you are that you are going to be to beat. Okay, so let's keep it real for a minute. Most bettors don't lose because they don't understand football. They lose because they don't manage themselves. And these are the two next biggest categories of obstacles that separate professionals from the average player. We're talking about discipline mistakes and analytical mistakes. And let's touch on the discipline first. First, overbetting the board, right? Every Sunday, you've got about 13 to 16 games staring you in the face. And the temptation to have action on all of them is huge. But the pros know you don't get paid by volume. You get paid by selectivity. Two great plays are sometimes way more, have way more worth than just 10 coin flips. Next, you're ignoring line shopping. And this is a silent bankroll killer. If you're laying -3 when another book has -2.5, that's not just half a point, that's thousands of dollars in expected value lost over one season. So you're not a real bettor until you have multiple outs. And those are something that you need to have. Next will be abandoning the plan. So every bettor starts with the system until they get hit with a bad week, right? And then suddenly you're scrambling around, you're switching bet sizes, you're changing models, chasing losses. You're emotionally getting your ass kicked. And you need to stick to your framework. Your process, and I should mention your proven process, Need sample size before you can judge it. Now moving to the last one is not tracking your results. If you're not logging your plays, your edges, or your closing line values, you're betting blind. You can't fix what you don't measure. So tracking isn't busy work. It's how you learn where your real edge lies. If you're not doing these things, trust me, people, you will not win in the long run. I've seen it thousands of times. I've even made these mistakes earlier in my career. Now, on the analytical side, we've got some mental traps that even experienced bettors start to fall into. One of the things could be recency bias. This is overreacting to what just happened, right? A team blows someone out last week and then you instantly think that they're elite. Remember, every week is its own market and its own matchup. You don't know that yet. Next is confirmation bias. You find a stat that fits your opinion and you stop researching. Pros challenge their own bets. So if you can't argue against your own play, you don't understand it well enough to make it. So just don't do that. Next will be the gambler's fallacy. This is the classic "they're due" logic, right? The truth is, probability just doesn't reset just because a team's lost 5 in a row. There's no such thing as being due. It's just not. Next would be overvaluing small samples. 2 good weeks of data don't make a trend. That's something that you need to understand. So the best bettors wait for true sample size before adjusting their numbers. And then finally, we're going to go to the last one, which is not respecting variance, or in other terms, not accepting losing. Even the best bettors on earth, they lose 45% of the time. So if you can't handle variance, you'll never make it long term. The goal isn't to win every single week, it's to win every season. In some weeks, you may be taking a bad hit. So, anyways, master these and you'll already be ahead of 90% of the market because the real game isn't about beating the book. Sometimes it just comes down to beating yourself, and you don't want to do that. So, if this helped you understand why the NFL is so hard to beat, hit that like button. And if you want more videos that actually make you a smarter better, make sure to subscribe. Also, drop a comment telling me which obstacle that you struggle with the most. I read every single one of them. And as always, bet smarter, not harder. Anthony from Grandstand Sports Data, and we'll see you in the next one.